Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in Columbus, Ohio. And in the previous episode, we finished the 2035-2036 regular season, and as you can see, it was a fantastic season. But it was a bit weirder for us. We lost more in regulation. We didn't have as many wins as we usually do. I know I'm a little spoiled with how many great teams we've had here in Columbus, but we just have to trudge forward. We ended up not winning the President's Trophy this year, which is a few-year streak ended. The Dallas Stars and the New York Islanders tie for first place. I believe it's going to go to Dallas just because they have the regulation plus overtime wins. Probably. They had finished the same record. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the awards later. Well, let's go ahead and check out the full stats for the regular season. Obviously, Jeffrey Woodworth, 134 points, 46 goals, 88 assists. He won the Art Ross. I did show that in the last episode. He won the Art Ross. This guy, his best season ever at the age of 33. I thought after the 132 point season he would never get past that. At the ripe old age of 33, he is the best in the league, and there is no doubt about it. There is nobody standing in his way of greatness. He is a four-time Stanley Cup champion, trying to go for the 5th ring this postseason. Savoie, you know what? I can give so much credit to Jeffrey Woodworth, but when you're playing with a center like Matthew Savoie, hot diggity damn. I don't know why I don't think I ever give enough credit to Matthew Savoie. This guy is a Hall of Famer. All three guys on the first line are future Hall of Famers. 60 goals was somehow overshadowed in my last episode by 3 more points from Jeffrey Woodworth. I think I just have a very big soft spot for Jeffrey. But Savoie, with his second ever 60-goal season, this guy is an absolute legend here in Columbus. And I do want to check something. So 2025, I do want to check Jeffrey Woodworth when he started putting up 100-point seasons. So we got Savoie there, and then slowly but surely, he started to be the best player in the world. That is 9 straight 100-point seasons. I don't know when the streak will end. Matthew Savoie, fantastic season as well. Joshua Waugh, 55 goals. Dude is unreal. 118 points, first line, over 300 combined points. Incredible. Almost 400, actually. That is incredible. Kyle Fallon really turned it around after quite a slow start. 91 overall. I expect big things from him. $10.3 million for the next 2 years. I hope he continues at this same pace. When he started the season, he was really below a point per game. He was on pace for like a season like this right here, 73 points, something like that. But you turn it around, 20-goal campaign. So So the only season he hasn't scored more than 20 goals is his first ever season, which 29 points as a rookie ain't too shabby. 92 points, great season for him. Jacques Giroux really turned it around. I hadn't checked the stats in quite a while. This guy is good. Ever since we got him from Carolina after his Calder winning season, he came over to Columbus, had a better season, and then he's just been better ever since 98, 89, 87, 83. He's a damn good player. He is so good. And he really turned it around, 34-goal campaign. I wasn't expecting that when I had previously checked. I didn't think he was on pace for that. But 40 goals would have been better, but 83 points ain't too shabby. Daryl Dreger, the acquisition in the summer, playing on the fourth and third line, he really helped our bottom six produce a bit better this year. I mean, he is losing morale for ice time, but I think for right now, he's just a playoff player. And if he isn't great, he's on a fantastic contract, which could be easily moved, because we have a lot of young guys coming up into the lineup. Cole Sillinger, who is on the last year of his deal, don't know if we're going to be able to get him back. He's asking for 10 mil. I'm not sure what he's asking for now, but 56 points at 10 mil. I'd rather go out and try to acquire another star centerman. Speaking of stars, Maxime Prohorkin. 82 overall, third line scoring forward, is sniper. Almost a 30-goal campaign. This guy is the real deal. He's winning the Calder, probably. There is a defenseman with 9 less points than him, but Maxime Prohorkin, almost a 30-goal campaign in his rookie season. I haven't seen that since, I think, Joshua Waugh in his rookie year. I don't even know if he scored that many in his rookie year. He scored 32, so it's been a while. It's been a while. He's great. He's going to be a star here in Columbus. Samu Makinen, who did play spot second-line center for most of the season, switched between Cole Sillinger and him. He's going to be good. We have him locked up for 8 more years at $2 million. He's going to be great for the remainder of his career. It really reminds me of Big Texas. Doesn't put up the same amount of points, but he really has a good defensive... He's very good defensive statistically. I mean, what's his takeaways and giveaways? I'm not sure. His giveaways are a bit more than his takeaways, but it's not bad. Ain't too shabby. Zach Piton with 38 on the fourth line. Really having a good season. Ice time, he's mad about that, so that might be something to look at. But he's a fourth line center through and through. Maybe a third in the future if we have to. 1.7 is a good contract for him. Can't be too mad at that. Matt Goring with 34. Dietz with 33. Schultz was our scratch player. Defense, how's it looking? Stuckham with 63. I don't think he's going to win the Norris. Plus 56. There's a few other guys out in the league like Heiskanen, Brandstrom, who are the better candidates to win the trophy, but a good season nonetheless. Abel Carlos with 25. I really wish this guy would just go off one of these years. I mean, 26 points is good for... I mean, 25 points is good for a defenseman. But, I mean, you're overshadowed by guys like Stu Cam and Jarvinen. I mean, when you're an offensive defenseman putting up 25 points and Jarvinen is a two-way defender, I'm hoping for a bit more success from Carlos. But we do have him locked up. We do have these two guys locked up. Jarvinen comes up in 2 years, but that shouldn't be a problem. Boutin with 17. He ain't too shabby. I do really like him. Hopefully he would grow a bit more. Not a bad season for him. Jurgen Alfredson, a two-way defender in his rookie season. His offensive stats aren't great, but he puts up 10 assists and 3 goals. Ain't too bad. Francis Swift, who I think we might have a problem. Ooh, yeah, he's not happy. Unhappy. He's not a top 2 defender. You're not replacing Stuckham. You're not replacing Mikko Jarvinen. That's straight up Francis Swift. I'm sorry. You might have to go. With all our young guys coming up, you might be the guy to go. But you're going to have to be good for us here in the playoffs. Goaltending. Vyacheslav Kavanov, pretty good season in the win category. A bit more losses than what I'm usually used to. I mean, oh wow, last season was good for him. So I think the reason his stats weren't as great is because Gerber didn't play as much games as he should have. He had a good season, so maybe I look to do that in the future, play him a bit less, play the backup a bit more. I'm not sure, but he had a good season nonetheless. Now, we'll show you the entire league briefly. Obviously, Jeffrey Woodworth leading the league by a little bit of a margin. I mean, Othman was great, but Woodworth is just that much better. Goals, who led the league? Othman with a fantastic season. I think I said Othman. I did think I predicted him to win. But Vasily Podkolzin with another 60-goal season. This guy is unreal. He's unreal. He's almost at 800 career goals. He'll be at that in the next year. Crazy stuff. Defense, Brandstrom with 93, but I think, that's a 20-point advantage for Brandstrom. If it was the real NHL, it would go to Brandstrom, no doubt. But in this game, Heiskanen, 73 points plus 48. You gotta think about it like that. Stukham would probably be the next. McDermott wasn't bad either. So, you never know. The awards aren't my biggest concern. Goalies, I think the streak might be snapped for Kavanagh. He played 71 games, 46 wins, 18 losses, 904, 276. I think Caden Marshall for the Islanders will win it. The Vezina and Jennings this year. Rookie skaters, Maxim Prohorkin, OMP3, 18 power play points. This guy's going to be an absolute machine in the future. 21 years of age, he's just going to get better. But who the hell cares? It's time for the Stanley Cup playoffs for 58-win season. It's time. The regular season is over. How are the New York Rangers shaping up here in 2036? I'm unsure. We haven't faced them. I think we faced them last year? I can't recall, really. New York Rangers. They're still looking pretty good on the offensive side. So let's start at the top. Ludwig Persson is their first line center. 102 points, 57 goals. This is a guy that we're going to have to keep our eye on. Capo Kakko, 35 years of age, but this guy can still go. 94 overall. He's scary, and he's definitely worth that money because he is a damn good player. 150 points. Yeah, this first line for New York is crazy. And then we got Sawyer Rupp, 91 overall, 26 years of age with 96 points. Okay, their first line is something scary. They could match up pretty well with our MVP line, so that is something to watch out for. Second line, Thomas Ragnarsson, their second line center. Also not too shabby, more of a two-way forward player. How many points did he put up this season? 65 ain't too shabby, playing second line. His wingers could have been a bit better, but they're probably spending most of their money in Capo, Persson, and Ragnarsson, you know? And then you got Jason Yakupov. Yakupov. Like Yakupov with a B. Third line, Nathaniel Karan. That's not too shabby of a third line center. You know how much everybody wants to make here in 2036. Defenseman at 78 overall, asking for $10+ million. That's a good third line center to have on this team. Travis Evans, and then you got Roy Eakin. Not a bad third line, but I think our third line's just a bit better. Then you got Elias Anderson at the ripe old age of 37. Centering your fourth line with Kristov, and then you got Liched? Defense, how's it looking? Payet is their best defenseman. Former Columbus Blue Jacket, they offered him a contract, and he was an RFA. We took the picks because we already had a bunch of awesome left-handed defensemen in the system. And I can't recall which player that turned into. I want to say it turned into Fallon. Pretty sure I'm right. Tarasov is their other top pairing defenseman. Marks, Martins, Beach, and Cheka. It's not a great defensive core, but their offense is definitely leading them. How is the goaltending looking? Jean Mathot. Is it the Mathot brothers? So he's Canadian. And he's Canadian. Is this the first ever goalie brother tandem in NHL history? This is fantastic. That is something I love to see. I don't like that we're facing our former goalie because we didn't trade him to New York. We traded him From Columbus to Winnipeg, he found his way into Philly, went back to Winnipeg to Anaheim to New York. So he's never found his way. Not a great statistical season. So I don't know which hand they'll be riding. Probably Guy Methot, who looks to be their bona fide starter with pretty good statistics in this kind of simulation. 58 games. They have a very good tandem there. The brothers. That's pretty cool. Scratch players, how's it looking? Mallet and Fistrick. So, oh, they have a pretty good center out in Fistrick. That would make their team a whole lot better. Okay. First round, we are the defending Stanley Cup champions, and it is time to defend that title. We have home ice. Here we go. All the big guys better come out, but I don't know. They have a very solid game. Why did I press that? No. Exit. Come on. We have 100 offense. I never thought to check that. We're a good team, apparently. But who's surprised? Game number 1. Columbus, Ohio. First period. 2-0. Pro Horkin gets his first ever Stanley Cup playoff goal on the power play. Giroux makes it a 2-goal game. Second period. They cut the lead in half. Capo Caco on the power play. Okay. We're doubling them in shots. Third period coming up next. Here we go. They got a good team. But Zach Piton, the fourth line center, makes it a 2-goal game. Again, that is a big goal. That is a big, big goal. The next goal is important, folks. Do we take game 1 here on home ice? They're trying to catch up in shots. Power play late. But it looks like the Columbus Blue Jackets will hold on for a game number 1 victory. Giroux with the first start. Kavanov wasn't too shabby, and then Maxime Prohorkin with his first career playoff goal. Let's stay in Columbus. Let's party a bit. Maybe have a few drinks, a few Pombays here, a few peach bellinis here, but stay sober because we have to win again. Game number 2, home ice. Let's go back to back. Go back to back. Here we go. First period. 1-0. Maxime Prohorkin. Ha ha ho! Is this gonna be something? Is he a star in the making? Is he a making in the star? Is he a star in the making? We outshoot them by 1. It's 12-6. Second period. It's 3-0. Savoie makes it a 2-goal game early, and then Makinen halfway through the period extends that lead to 3. We outshoot them by 8. Third period. Here we go. Defend the lead. Whatever you have to do. Crash the net. Block shots with your face. And Kron scores a power play goal. I don't know if that will start the comeback for them, but there is plenty of time remaining to make this a stressful outing for the Jackets. Quarter of the period remaining. It does look like. Cross your fingers. Cole Sillinger with the empty netter, the man who sent us to the Stanley Cup Finals last year, gets the empty netter. Vyacheslav Kavanov with a pretty damn good game. I'll give it to him there. Pretty good, pretty solid game. But we are headed to Madison Square Garden. You know, Madison Square Garden is made of magic. So many things you've seen in there, or in New York. It's a city. It's a sports city. But Columbus is the new hockey mega of the universe. So let's head to New York. Let's check out all the big places. I mean, I can't recall anything big off the top of my head because I'm tired. But let's go. New York. First period. 0-0. They have 3 shots. Guy Methot is having a game for them so far. It's 0-0 tie game headed into the second period. 1-0. We finally get on the board. Matt Goring, our third line right winger. They only put up 4 shots that period, so we're pretty good at keeping the puck away from the net, but it is a close game, and it is too close for them. It's too close for comfort. We outshoot them by double. It's a very low shooting affair. Third period. Let's go. Let's go, Columbus. Let's go. Come on, power play. Long power play. Can't get it done. Power play for them quickly. We kill it off. It's a close game. Closer than... Oh, Maxim Prohorkin. Third goal in his third game in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Power play to end the game. Matt Goring gets the empty netter on the power play, and it looks like we take a 3-0 series advantage with a 3-0 victory in Madison Square Garden nonetheless. Matt Goring with 2 goals. Guy Methot didn't have a terrible game for the New York Rangers, but Maxim Prohorkin making a name for himself in Columbus. That is a 3-goal streak for him in the playoffs where it matters the most. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if we didn't see his name, but we're seeing his name a lot more than guys like Woodworth, Savoie, Waugh. Their first line must be shutting us down, and our depth is really getting it done. But we've had series where we've been up 3-0, and they've tried to reverse sweep us. I ain't having none of that. Going in Madison Square Garden, I mean, you stayed in some fancy hotel overnight. You partied a bit, but you better not be too hungover. You're walking into the second round with a sweep, Columbus. You hear me? Game number 4. Let's party in New York for a bit. First period. 0-0. Shots are even. Not much to say about that period. Here we go. Second period. It's close. 1-1. We are all evened up. Samu Makinen gets the first goal of the period early into the second, and then Ludwig Persson ties the game only 8 minutes later. We outshoot them by 7. It's an even game. Anything can happen if New York wants to get back into the series. It all starts with 1 win. And then it's like an avalanche effect. And then everything goes wrong for you, and you end up losing in overtime of game number 7. Third period. Here we go, Columbus. Here we go. Yakubov score on Capo. 2 straight, or 3 straight for the, not the Islanders, the New York Rangers. Power play again. It's been a sloppy game for the Jackets. Come on, you got plenty of time. Jeffrey Woodworth. Power play again. Oh, it's not enough. 2 minutes remaining. Somebody get on the board. And we lose a tight game. I mean, it was in their favor for the majority of it. Guy Methot with the first star. We lose 3-2. Did I jinx us? Maxim Prohorkin doesn't score, which sucks. So his streak is broken, but Woodworth finally got on the board, but it was a little too late. But here we go. Game number 5. Got plenty of time. We are back in not Madison Square Garden. Columbus's Madison Square Garden. First period. Here we go. Ho-ho! Prohorkin on the board, baby! Giroux opens the scoring early into the period. Woodworth soon after that, and then Prohorkin's like, oh, did Woodworth just score a goal? Sorry, I have to score a goal in the power play. 3-0. We outshoot them by 5. Here we go. Second period. It's a closer game than it had originally been. They try to come back. Fenton on the power play, and then Kako on the power play. Our penalty kill has been terrible. We outshoot them by 9. Waugh makes it a 2-goal lead. Heading into the third period, not much I can say. You gotta shut it down, Columbus. You gotta shut it down. Quarter of the way through the third. Come on, I want to head to the second round. Come on. None of this fancy stuff. Cable, did I just say Cable? Caleb Dietz makes it a 3-goal game late. Fistrick trying to mount a comeback for the Rangers, but it looks like Makinen with the empty netter, and we are headed to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Giroux with the first star, Woodworth with the second star, but I don't care because we got the round 1 victory against the Rangers. a great series for this team. I mean, our big guys could have come out a bit better. Giroux leading this team in points, but who are we facing in round number 2? Is it going to be familiar faces? Oh. Hell no. I mean, familiar faces, obviously, but it's only going to get tougher from here on out. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.